What's up everyone, this is NyhlekDreams. We've got another hero loadout to look at, and this one was a tricky one. I tried to get it out to you all yesterday, but with all the testing, I wasn't quite able to finish it, so we do have quite a bit to look at here with Shock Specialist AC, and we're just going to jump right into it. Now, if you don't have Shock Specialist AC, he is a base game hero, so you can always get him from regular llamas, but if you have the resources and you want to try to get him a quicker way, you can head over to the collection book under Outlanders and just recruit him for some training manuals and legendary flux. But we'll go ahead and back out and go look at his perks and abilities, which are going to play a pretty big factor in the way that we build his support team. We've got Shock Tower, Phase Shift, and Seismic Smash, and for his perks we have the Up the Voltage Plus, increases Shock Tower damage by 108%. That's going to be a big part in trying to boost your Shock Tower damage, and we can go have a look at the team perk, which is Bioenergy Source, for trying to keep your shields topped up. Another choice that you could go here is Underdog, for if you want to run Survivalist somewhere in the loadout. This will help you increase those heals from eliminations based upon how many nearby enemies you have. And we can go ahead and have a look at the support team. This is where most of the testing went in, and as you can see, I have more support bonuses slotted for Seismic Smash rather than the Shock Tower. It's because as I was going through, I noticed that some of the damage bonuses weren't really that great for Shock Tower. Things that would boost it didn't really seem that beneficial. And another thing was that I looked at Impossibility Matrix and went and tested that out. They said that they fixed this with the 8.1 patch. However, it's still buggy for Shock Towers and it's not working as intended, which is unfortunate because it is something that I would slot in the loadout. But in terms of trying to boost something to its max capabilities, you can't put something in that's going to hinder the build. So we can't really use Impossibility Matrix here in the loadout, but for the sake of showing you guys what could be in the loadout, we'll go ahead and have a look at Impossibility Matrix and Capacitor. Impossibility Matrix basically just reduces your cooldown by 10%, and then we've got Capacitor here, which increases your Shock Tower duration by 0.5 seconds, and it is a buff to the Shock Tower. But when trying to boost the max damage that you could have in this loadout, I found that all the Seismic Smash support perks were more damage rather than just this one, because on a standard Shock Tower you only get 7 hits, and when adding this 0.5 seconds you only add one more hit to get a total of 8. So it really didn't seem that beneficial in terms of trying to get a lot of damage out of the build. I think that the Seismic Smash ones are just going to pull through and allow for more damage output. And then for the last slot, we have Static Cling, which applies Affliction, dealing 50% of the damage per second for 3 seconds. This is the one that I would slot out for Impossibility Matrix if they were to get that fixed, as the rest of these in the build I feel do the most damage, allowing for the best out of the build. If they were to change some of the perks around, allowing this to maybe have more Affliction damage, or for the Capacitor to have an increased duration, I think that those would be better and is a cool concept for adding on greater buffs to the Shock Tower. But as they stand, I don't think that they give enough damage to overcome all of the Seismic Smash ones right now. So we'll look at the support team one more time. We got Fault Line that decreases Seismic Smash cooldown by 27%. 4 on the floor leaves a pulsing zone with a 0.5 tile radius at the end of Seismic Smash's range, which deals 56 base energy damage over 4 seconds and bounces husks inside. Fragment generation, for every 39 eliminations you're going to gain 1 free charge fragment. Return to Cinder, Seismic Smash returns to its origin point, and then Static Cling applies an Affliction for 50% of the damage per second for 3 seconds. And remember, you can swap this one out for Impossibility Matrix once they fix it, or you can go with Survivalist right now if you want some more survivability. But with that, we can go ahead and hop into some gameplay and check out this Shock Tower. One thing that really stood out while messing around with this build is the damage boost to Shock Tower from having AC slotted in the commander slot was actually quite noticeable, and was satisfying to see all the AoE damage go off and be able to clear a large group of husks in just a matter of seconds. Having a large group of husks spawn and then seeing them get deleted from the massive AoE damage with the Shock Tower being able to chain to anything in the area really added a nice ability based playstyle that's different from going around all the time and using your weapons to take care of husks. Having that Shock Tower be able to go through, as well as the Seismic Smash pairing up and just getting all that AoE damage from your abilities, getting to move around with the mobility from Phase Shift and being able to position yourself inside of large groups, letting those abilities take care of everything, and then seeing how well the kit works together is actually a playstyle that I'm not normally used to. For the longest time, I used loadouts that were single target focused and able to kill mist monsters and mini bosses as quick as possible, but this adds a different side of the game that I haven't really played all that much for, and I have to say it's quite enjoyable being able to do this. Mixing it up and just providing a different experience, even though this doesn't provide the best damage, it's really nice to just kind of see things from a different perspective and then get into the game with a different mindset. And even though this loadout doesn't have the high single target damage to provide the the ability to kill mist monsters, it does have great AoE damage that'll take care of everything else, and is probably best suited for a mission type like Destroy the Encampments, where you have large groups of husks spawning in one area, kind of cluttered up, that you'll be able to just put Shock Tower down or lay out a Seismic Smash and clear out all the small adds in just a matter of seconds. Deliver the Bomb is also another mission type that has husks spawning from a predetermined area, and they kind of get confined and grouped up, especially with the way that people tend to build trap tunnels on Deliver the Bomb. That would be another great mission type to try this build out in if you want to try and make use of it. And to be honest, it's still quite surprising how much damage we had, considering we didn't slot too many support perks that would affect Shock Tower itself. Hopefully we can see some of those things get a buff in the future, and maybe get to experience something like Static Cling adding on a larger affliction damage tick, or Capacitor allowing for a nice lengthy duration increase to Shock Tower. All in all, I would say that this was a pretty good ability based damage build that didn't quite provide the best DPS, but it did allow a fun way to play the game. That's it for this loadout, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. I personally like Shock Specialist AC, but I think that they can improve his support bonuses to better suit the Shock Tower and maybe give a bit more damage. But I do enjoy hearing your feedback, and again, I just want to thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one.